I will now tell you
madness.
that is even the preliminary. Somebody can say it's just a policy. Commissioners of Education, they decided. In all this, you cannot say it is not all inclusive. But forget about policy. UBEC Act is an act of the National Assembly today. 2004 Act stipulates in section 15 that primary education is for somebody between the age of 6 and 15. That is basic education, between age 6 and 15. And it specified that age 5 to 6 for preschool, age 6 to 12 for primary, and age 12 to 15 for junior. How will somebody now say, I am 15-year-old and I've graduated, I've finished secondary school, I'm in the university? Which means he had been 4 years ahead of his mates. So there is no way it could happen.
But we have so many of such.
We have so many of them because of corruption in the system. Many of them, when you look at them critically, it's not true. The most guilty are the teachers, because they believe that because they are teachers, their children, the advantage, we cannot get to political power and start to steal money, at least we can have advantage. All sorts of things that people argue about, that, oh, if I cannot steal money, I think I can steal some other advantages. That type of thing is there. The elite who want to use their children to decorate their own CV, they want to be fathers of doctors and so. VC of Uniben was talking about 300 and so on. The class can only take 300. Even if there are 3,000, take the best of them. And when we say the best, we are not saying merit should be 100%. That's what people don't know. Okay. It must be all inclusive. The merit is just 45%, even in federal institutions. Merit is just 45%. There are other criteria like catchment, educational aid. You add all this. But the process had been automated. So when we are talking about age falsification and so on, people are doing all this not just to give age advantage to their children, but also to give them records that do not belong to them. That's the dimension that some people do not see.
Because that's why most of them go for this age declaration.
Yes, and you see most of them. Why don't we ask ourselves, why are you in this age when there is National Population Commission registration of the, why is it that 90% of our people are coming to with declaration of age?
Yeah,
because they want, and they are changing the age so many times. So when they want to come in, they change the age. When they want to work, they change the age. And they are bastardized. You see, it's like to see a policeman and you say, Peter, and he said, Oga, you know my name? Not knowing that his name is written on his name tag. So many of them who are doing this type of thing, changing the names of these their children, changing the dates, they do not know, date of birth, they do not know that why these same students are registering for NECO exam, why they are registering for WAEC exam. They have indicated the age. And we have access to this age. By the time you bring the two together, somebody who declared that he was 15 when he was writing NECO, suddenly you find the person out saying, I'm 19 at the time I was writing NECO. All these, they do not add up. And we have the capacity to detect. That's why we are telling them. Okay. I have about 500 applications now. Since we started this, in the past, they used to bring age down for the purpose of NYSC. But now, in the last 2 months, what you have is an avalanche of application. People have 13, 14, now claiming to be 18 in order to meet the requirement. And that's why we made the announcement last Sunday that the Honorable Minister of Education had graciously agreed that for this year, it will be 16. So you don't need to go and tamper with your age. So that's why I'm asking them now, come and withdraw this your false affidavit that we have, because we wouldn't approve. Because we are calling on WAEC, we are calling on NECO, give us their actual age that they declare. And when we put the two together, you know that the affidavits are false.
So why did it take so long for JAMB to come out on this issue?
See, you don't solve all the same is good. The same Nigerian who will say, why are you doing this? If we are taking all these things together and there had been problems, say, why don't you go gradually? The same Nigeria, they will say, why don't you take one at a time? Look, even in the nation now, everybody, they are blaming government that, oh, when you took the issue of petrol subsidy and the currency at the same time, why don't you take them one after the other? Whereas some other people say, let's see our problem and face it once and for all. What we wanted to do was to go gradual. We can't solve, even now, there are other problems that we are not touching. Because if you have to bring all of them together at one point, then there will be a problem. By the time we introduce caps, we were facing the issue of how to placate university staff who will be losing night allowance, DTA. You know, by the time they travel for examination, when we are doing it manually, they have to be paid for traveling. By automating, you have eliminated all that. So we are still struggling for how to make them accept the automation. If at that time you are creating another problem of age of another thing, so you need to take the issue step by step. So there are still even now other problems, but we will be taking them as they come. Like this issue of age now, we are advising people, don't compromise the future of your children. Don't tamper with their age. Let them go. The issue of my child is better, my child is exceptionally good. How many exceptionally good do we have? So let us be sincere and do the right thing. If we are corrupt, we shouldn't introduce the next generation into it. Let us say it will stop at this level. And that's our campaign. That's why JAMB is saying, look, gentlemen, and the students themselves, don't allow you can inherit the friends of your parents. Don't inherit their enemies.
So, thank you so much.